Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are back on GTA 5 Online, and today we've received the B-11 Strikeforce, and now I'm in my 60 car garage just about to drive over to my warehouse. I mean hangar, that's better. Alright, so we go over to Warstock and take a quick browse at this thing. So there it is, the B-11 Strikeforce. Now this is based off of the let's bring you 2 seconds. It's based off the Fairchild Republic A10 Thunderbolt 2. Yes, a very highly requested vehicle for this game, and finally Rockstar have provided with this, the Strikeforce. The cost is $3.8 million, which is quite a lot of money. I think it's the same amount of money as a Hunter. So if you look at it that way, it's not that much, as it's the same sort of price of a helicopter. But then if you look at it, 3.8 million is a lot of money. If you look at the price of the laser as well, the laser is something that is 5 million, so I'm sure it's not that expensive. But 3.8 million is a lot of money. Is it worth it? Now you're probably wondering, why is my Futo in my 60 car garage? Some of you may not know, but we are getting liveries for some of these older vehicles, and they're going to come on to the Southern San Andreas website very soon throughout the drip feed of this DLC. Some of you eagle-eyed GTA players may notice a difference with this car. Before the After Hours DLC, this car looked slightly different on the side. On the side there's some yellow text which is saying like the injection and all that sort of thing along the side, but now it's gone. So obviously they've removed it, waiting for the liveries coming out this month or maybe next month, maybe longer than that. I don't know how long the drip feed is going to be. Well, you can get a little bit of extra text on there. You see the inline 20 valve is on the back there, and that's one of my customization options that's caused that text to come back. But I couldn't find any way of bringing the yellow text back from the side. But it's a good thing, it makes it look a lot cleaner and a bit more realistic to the AE86 that the car was based off. Right, and here we are at the airfield, which is pointless because I just realised that my hangar is all the way up in Sandy Shores. You're already using your personal vehicle, oh yeah. When is it since the last time we got an aircraft? Goes to show how long ago it was, considering I've messed it up and I've driven all this way to my hangar when it's not actually here anymore. I've moved. Hydra blew up. That's brilliant. Pyro, that would do. Then the last vehicle we got was I don't know. It must have been the Acula, something like that. Doomsday Heist. And also another thing, another little announcement. You may have noticed that this is a video and not a live stream. The reason for this is that for some really weird reason my PlayStation keeps giving up halfway through my live streams. If you watched my live stream of the Stone Hatchet, you may have noticed that the live stream was really packing up. It was jumping like every couple of seconds and the screen started like fading out. It was really nasty. And then right at the last 2 minutes of my video, it just gave up. So I had to do another part 2 of the video, which was only 2 minutes long, so that was so annoying. It even did that to me when I was doing my night After Hours DLC live stream. So instead I've decided to record it as a video through the PlayStation. Now I do know that sometimes the PlayStation decides it wants to cut out certain bits of the videos as well, and I've only got an hour to record, which is fine. I'm only reviewing one vehicle, so it won't take an hour. But sometimes, as I mentioned, the PlayStation does remove certain bits. It jumps maybe 1 or 2 seconds and you miss half my conversation, which is so annoying. You may even have missed that conversation. So my plan is, in the next video, I'll connect up my Elgato capture card and we'll probably do it through that way next time, just to make sure we don't lose any footage, and perhaps the footage may be at better quality, and unfortunately we can't live stream, so that's the unfortunate scenario we're at the minute, but we just have to make do of what we've got. Right, so the Fairchild A10 Thunderbolt 2, the B-11 Strikeforce. What a good sounding name, Strikeforce. I'm hoping this thing's good, as it's really expensive, and I'm really hoping it's going to be good. Apparently, I was really fearing about the Oppressor Mark II. When we first heard about that, I was really angry. But a lot of you subscribers have told me that it's actually not as bad as this Strikeforce, so I'm actually quite excited to give this a try. Right, let's go out passive. Oh, wrong button. Passive. And let's jump into the hangar. I've probably had this hangar for about 4 months, and I forgot that I bought it. How bad is that? Goes to show that how long we actually go, how often you go into your hangar, which is not very often at this rate, considering I forgot. I think you just spawn it for the interaction menu. It doesn't really give you a point to go over here, does it? Wow, this thing's massive. I think it must take up a medium space. Oh, it's got a Hydra's opening canopy, which is a bit retarded, but there we go. Right, let's have a look at what we can do to this thing. So of course we've got the armour as usual, and we've got bombs. That's good. We've got some bombs. That might be worthwhile doing. Let's just stick some explosive bombs in. Countermeasures, certainly I'm going to stick some flares on this, because I have a funny feeling this is going to be my go-to vehicle now for tryhards. Then we've got engine, we've got handling, and then we've got liveries. There we go. So this plane in real life does have a nickname called the Warthog. I think there's another nickname as well, but I can't think of it at the minute. So that's probably where this has come from, the hog, the Warthog. Like it. We've got the snake, and we've got the shark, the bunny, the camo shark, what the hell was that? Camo hog, woodland camo hog, white tipped hog, camo snake, camo stealth camo hog. We've got some interesting ones. I quite like the hog as it is, but also what about this one as well? Yeah, camo, why not? Is that camo shark? Oh, I meant like a camo hawk. Whoops. Primary colour, well, let's go matte. What is it changing? Perhaps maybe do a different, maybe just stick with the hog for now. Let's just change the colours first, let's see what it does. Right, so we got this, which I think I'm going to stick in desert tan. And then the secondary is there, so I don't know, stick that in black perhaps. I'm not sure actually, I might put it in matte grey. Silver, yeah, that'll do. It is back to its original colour, but I actually quite liked it in that colour. Either way then, so I guess, alright, so this camo hog just literally just paints the whole thing grey and white. Yeah, I'd go for that one, that looks cool. Right, so there we go, that's it. So let's exit the hangar. So there's no weapon upgrades of any kind. Right, spin this round. What an unusual looking plane from the back. Don't you try it. Don't you try anything. If you try something, that'll be the end of you. Right. Stop! The brakes aren't very good. Stop! Let's go. Don't feel very fast. It feels a bit like a Hydra, to be honest. It's got the same sort of feel as a Hydra, as standard anyway. Ah! Oh, that's interesting. Look, you got this dude is flying around in his one, but it doesn't come up with a symbol on the map telling you what plane he's in. So you could be in a standard civilian plane. That's really weird. It's on the little symbol there. You see on the mini map, it's just saying it's in a civilian plane. So that could be something like a Titan, or perhaps a Luxor, something like that. No. Right, let's try out the weaponry on this thing. So of course we've got the bombs, which hopefully is nice and easy to do. I suck at dropping bombs on this game. I think it drops the same sort of amount of bombs it would do in a Pyro. Not Pyro, it doesn't have bombs. The Starling, that's the one. I think it would have the same sort of bomb drop as that, because sometimes I know in a mission, in the Doomsday heist mission where you're in the volatile, it drops like 10 bombs when on one drop. So I don't know what's going on there. Right, let's give this gun a go. I'm interested to find out what this thing sounds like. Brilliant, I love that. Now that is worth £1 million as it is. I can't say the cannon's very... I can't say it's very powerful, but it sounds epic. Brilliant. You know what, let's do a headhunter, and this is how I normally test out new militarized vehicles. Let's secure a serve gun, there it is. Ah, that's a bad timing, man. So what's the missiles like then? It just feels slightly slower than the Hydra. It feels slower than the Hydra, but it feels more agile. Let's have a quick dive into first person. There it is, look at that. Pretty standard. This is such a cool plane. Now I would do a headhunter, but obviously that dude's just suddenly done a mission, which is such a shame. I love that noise. Yeah, this explosive cannon doesn't seem to be very powerful. It's definitely nowhere near as powerful as a Hydra. Ugh. It is very agile. It's hard to control it sometimes. Ah, that was not good. That sucks. You know, let's change lobbies. Let's see if I can do a headhunter. Just the fuselage, scrape across the mountainside. Let's call Morse Mutual. And let's just jump into a private lobby or something.
Morse Mutual, how can I be of service?
And a Hydra there as well.
Sure. Morse Mutual, we're here to help.
Now one thing that worries me about this plane is the fact that that symbol doesn't show up what car or what aircraft you're in. It just shows up like it's a civilian aircraft. So it could be a Mantis, it could be a Cuban, it could be a Luxor, it could be a Titan, it could be anything like that. which is such a shame because if you're doing a yacht protection, perfect. Secure server. Yeah, oh, frick.
Hey, Turnburgers, let's go!
As I was saying, you could be doing a yacht protection. Someone's coming after you. You would think, oh, that's all right. Someone's in a Titan or something, so you won't take any notice. But suddenly you realise he's actually in a Strikeforce, and you just get obliterated. Yes, I wonder if Rockstar may implement a new sort of logo in the next DLC. I don't know whether they will or not, but they did fix the sea sparrows. You can try and blow me up, little sucker. I thought we were friends! Right, that's it. That is it! Ah, this now brings on a good idea. How many explosive sniper ammo does this thing take, huh? Which way are you going? You're going away from me. You run away! You run away from me! Right. This may be something quite interesting to watch. Let's have a warthog battle. Come on, character, run! 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 How the hell does he climb along the side of the plane? Where's even the places to put your feet? I suppose there's not even like a ladder or anything to get up. Must be Spider-Man. Go! Bloody hell, it takes forever this thing to take off, doesn't it? Originally for the engines to warm up and get going. Right. Brilliant. Oh no, I can see another one. He may have flares, so my missiles may not work very well. But I'm not the best fighter pilot in the world. I definitely know that. I'm not a very good PvP person. Now, is that Pyro attacking him, or are they friends or something? Ghost organisation. Ah, I hate people who do that. Is he down there? Is that him there? No, that went blank for a second, then I just joined myself into a party because I just realised I was just talking to the lobby. But that's no worries because I'm showing it to YouTube anyway, so it don't make any difference at all. Apart from they were hearing it prematurely, but that's fine by me. Right, where is he? Let's go and kill him. Now he doesn't know my plans. This thing feels very slow though, that's the only trouble. But he's up there. There he is. Let's just see how powerful these explosive cannons are to this dude who killed me in the first place. That was too premature. Greg! I see him. I see him! Is he hiding? Oh, frick. Oh, I hate the oppressor so much. I hate it so much. Oh. They're just getting it. Oh, look, here we go. Zoom off in the air and shoot any plane out of the sky. I'm not going to fight that thing. Either way, then. Let's get out of this session, because I can see me getting blown up pretty damn quickly. Actually, stuff it. Let's just get on with it. Let's do a headhunter. If I get killed, I get killed. I don't really care. But the main test is to see how good this thing is at doing headhunters. Because I tested out the hunter, which was pretty good, but you got killed quite a lot because the hunter doesn't really cope very well against bullets for some retarded reason. It can take a lot of damage from explosives, but like a couple of bullets and that's it. It's like smoking away. I suppose the missile spammer is quite good. It does come out quite quickly, the rate of fire. Don't have to wait. But that was easy, that was a ground target. Now we've got a moving target. The trouble is with the last vehicle I tested with this, which was a Hunter, it had the missiles, which were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. You couldn't hit anything with them that was moving because it just kept hitting the ground. A bit like that, really. Now I'll keep pressing the wrong button. I love that noise of the gun. I really need to get my skills up, man. My skills are actually awful. Right, let's give myself a little bit more of a bit of a better run. Wow, that was not what I wanted to do. I've got to say the missile was quite accurate on something that's on like a standstill. Right, where are you? I can't even see. At least this thing seems to be coping quite well with the bullets. No, so it's quite destructive. There we go. The only thing is causing me to not be quite good at this is the fact that the targets were being quite hidden. I wish this thing was a bit faster. Now I know of course you can get upgrades and things for it, but I mean as standard I think this thing should have been a bit faster. It just feels slow. For something that's quite modern and up to date, it feels very slow. There's always one over Mount Gilead. It's really annoying because you've got to fly over this thing. It takes forever. At least puts at least another 3 minutes on top of your journey just to get over the mountain. Right, this time I'm going to use the cannon. Yeah, the cannon may sound amazing, but it's pretty rubbish. If I was doing this in a Hydra, they would have been dead. I think the rate of fire of the cannon isn't as good, and the initial damage of the cannon is just not as good as well. Let's try on this helicopter and see what it does. You see, I mean, there we go. It missed every single time because it was every time it was near the helicopter, it was still trying to chamber that round and fire it off. And now I'm being trolled by a helicopter. Come on! I think it's because this thing is so big. Wow. I think it's so big, that's why it struggles at being quick, because it just is pretty big. Yeah, it's hard to hit it with the cannon. I think it's to stop it's to balance this thing out. But then if you've got things like the Hydra anyway, that's not really that balanced. I should have made this as powerful as the Hydra, to be honest. So the money you're paying like 800,000 pounds more than the Hydra. What are you getting out of it? You don't even get a hover mode like the Hydra, which of course is realistic, because of course this thing in real life doesn't have a hover mode, but that went all red. Why did that go red? You're telling me I have only a certain amount of rounds? It doesn't go red now. It was going red all that time. So he's going red again. Look at that. This thing's terrible, man, for doing it with the explosive cannon. If I did this with a Hydra, I'd be decimating these people right now. Let's fly back to the missiles. Oh. Okay, right, so we've got a limited amount of missiles as well then. So look. Oh, barrage. Okay, then that's pretty cool. We've got barrage with it. Let's try out barrage then. I suppose at least this thing has quite a lot of damage. Sort of. Yes, it's quite good at damage, but not good at providing the damage. Where is this target anyway? It seems to be. Oh, that was close. I generally can do this in a Savage or a Hydra within 5 minutes. It's taken nearly 7. So I could see that coming a mile off. Jump! Right, so that maybe give me a good chance then to show off the Hydra then. See what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking complete gibberish. I'm going to try and steal that Stanya. I can steal this Stanya instead. Run. Run. I could see that coming. You better not send my Hydra back to storage, otherwise I'll be very angry. This game is so annoying sometimes. Give me a fucking needle. God's sake. Right. 4 minutes. This is what I mean. This. I'm trying to do things, and this game is not letting me. This video is already long enough. Don't have been any longer, really. Three minutes and 30 seconds. I'm sure I can get to the hangar by that time. My thoughts on the Warthog, or the Strikeforce. Rather disappointing, to be frank. You've got a limited amount of missiles, which sucks because the Hydra has unlimited, the Pyro has unlimited. It's got barrage missiles, which is awesome, but the barrage didn't do anything. As you saw, it was actually blowing up the house, which is where the target was, or the little building, and it wasn't doing anything. The target wasn't being killed. The amount of explosion that was there, it wasn't doing anything. So that wasn't particularly brilliant. I said the barrage is more focused than the Hunter's one. So I say it's more of a confined target rather than it being sort of spread out like the Hunter's one. Then you got the cannon, which sounds awesome, but it doesn't do much. I'm sure there'll be some jet tryhard out there that would say, "Oh yeah, the gun's just as good as the Hydra, as I could manage to kill 3 players in 1 strafing run, yeah, fine. But I'm talking about me, how I fly a plane. Now, I've flown the Hydra a lot, I know how the Hydra flies, and the Warthog isn't as good. The cannon isn't as good as the Warthog's one. So an extra 800k on top of the Hydra, it's not looking good. So for the same sort of money, or maybe a bit less, you could probably buy a Pyro, which is an excellent plane. Admittedly, it's not very good for Headhunter at all. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me! Let me in. I really hate this game. I selected the pistol, not the gun, not the bomb, for crying out loud. Right. Now it looks like we have to wait for it. So let's carry on. Oh, I'm gonna blow it up. I'm actually going to install my mods on my PC very, very soon, because I'm getting very sick of online. I really am. It's just becoming an annoyance. Right. I think I've got to call the insurance anyway.
Morse Mutual, how can I be of service? I can do that.
Vehicles, Hydra, there we go, 49 seconds. So I'm wasting your time and I'm wasting my own time. I have to wait for my plane. I suppose I'm disappointed but also slightly relieved. The fact that the Warthog is quite sort of lame in terms of its performance. Okay, it's good because that means that at least we haven't got another try-hard vehicle there that everyone will use to kill everyone with. So it's still, at least it will still stick with the Oppressor. But that still means that the Oppressor Mark II and the Standard Oppressor and the Deluxo are still there, and they can't really be counteracted because there's nothing there that can blow them up. I've never been able to destroy a Oppressor. I've managed to destroy one. I was able to, with luck, snipe one off with the explosive sniper. But that's the only time I've managed to do that. So the Oppressor is one of the hardest vehicles to attack, I think. Especially if you've got a hover one with flares. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going to happen. Oh, here we go, look at that. Car 12416. He's got the mask on, he's got the face paint on, and he's got the helmet on. What does that indicate to me? Someone is trying to kill me, especially he's off the radar as well. Off the radar should be banned, really should. Right, so let's see how well this Hydra does to this target. One strafing run, look at that, and it's already... Oh, missed it. I give up today. I give up today. Well, as you could see, if it wasn't for me being a sucky idiot... That wasn't him, was it? No, doesn't fly like an online player. Oh my God. Well, a lot has happened in this video today.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them round. It's on the way.
That'll do. Oh, leave me alone. Oh, come on, how did he survive that? Look at that, the explosion was right next to him, and he's like, just shrugged it off. Come on, change it. Oh my. There we go, so I failed the mission. Well, there we go, so that's an overview of the Warthog, or the Strikeforce. Pretty rubbish. Yeah, it's 3.8 million, that's a lot of money. It sounds good, it looks good, but it's the fact that the missiles are limited sucks, because you got something like the Pyro and the Hydra that could just fire missiles at you forever. Then you got the barrage missiles, which I think are unlimited, but the barrage missiles don't seem to do much damage, and you can't lock onto anything, so that's pretty useless when trying to attack something like a moving target, or even doing air-to-air combat. That's not very good. Then you've got the explosive cannon, which is nowhere near as good as the Hydra's one, as you've just seen before I crashed into a mountainside. It just makes me think that why they started to charge thing for something that's not worth it anymore. Like the exact same things happen. But the Pyro was over the price of a Hydra and didn't even have VTOL mode or anything like that, and you're paying more. Admittedly, the perks with the Strikeforce, the fact you got bombs and you got flares. Fantastic. At least you can actually defend yourself. It's more of a defense vehicle than an attacking vehicle, which is a bit of a surprise considering it's loaded out with loads and loads of missiles. Well, I say that, but you're not. But with all this different armament. But anyway, that's my review on this Strikeforce. Not brilliant. I'm a little bit disheartened over it. I was expecting it to be in a bit of a beast, but it wasn't. It's pretty rubbish. So yeah, a bit disappointed. But anyway, what do you think down in the comments below? Are you disappointed? Are you happy about it being not that good, or do you think I'm being an idiot and not reviewing it properly? Which is probably the case. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.